Okay guys, this is the solution for your homework. First is exercise 3a, question 6. You have to solve these equations. So first I will change the cosecant into 1 over sine. So I will have 1 over sine and then x minus 30 degree like this. Wait, let me zoom out. 30 degrees and then equals to 2. And then after this I will flip the fractions, so I will have sine open brackets x minus 30 equals to 1 over 2. And then after this I will move the sine into the other sides, I mean. This is half, and then I will use my calculator to find the basic angle. The basic angle of sine inverse half is 30 degree, and then I will use the quadrant. The value of the sine is positive because half is positive. That means the angle will be in the first quadrant and the second quadrant. For the second quadrant it will be 180 minus 30, and it will be equals to 150, yeah. And then after this I will rewrite the angle. The angle is x minus 30 equals to 30, 150, and then I will move the negative 30 to the right hand side. You will have 60, 180. So this is the answers. I don't think there will be another answer besides this one, so we will stop right here. Okay, next is second. For second I will change it into 1 over cos and then 2x plus 60, yeah, equals to negative 3 over 2. And then after this I will flip the fraction, so cos 2x plus 60 equals to negative 2 over 3. And then I will move the cos, so I will have cos inverse of negative 2 over 3. Okay, and then I will use the calculator. Please don't forget that when you use your calculator, you cannot input the negative sign right here, but instead you will do the positive values, yeah. So the a equals to wait, it should be a degree. The a equals to 48.2 degree, yeah, in 1 decimal places. And then after that you have to use the quadrant. The value of the cos is negative, that means it will be in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant it will be 180 minus 48.2, which is 131.8, and also in the third quadrant it will be 228.2. Okay, so this is our values of the angle, and then we only have to rewrite the angle. 2x plus 60 equals to 131.8, 228.2. And then I'll move the 60 to the other sides. That means this one is 71.8, 168.2, yeah. And then divide them all by 2. 71.8 divided by 2 equals to 35.9, comma, and this one is 84.1. Okay, because the boundaries only until 180, I think this is the only answers that we can get. And then the next one is question 7c, cotangent square. I will change the cotangent square into 1 over tangent. So we have 9 over tangent square of half x equals to 4. And then I will do cross multiplication. So 9 equals to 4 times tangent square half x, and then I will move the 4. That means I will have tangent square half x equals to 9 out of 4. And then after this I can move the squares, so I will have tangent half x equals to plus minus square root of 9 out of 4. So tangent half x equals to plus minus 3 over 2. So the values is plus 3 over 2 and negative 3 over 2. And then we have to find the basic angle. The basic angle for this one is 56.3. And then after this, use the quadrant, because we have positive and negative value. Positive and negative value. That means we will take the 4 quadrants. Yeah, so 56.3 for this one, 180 minus 56.3 is 123.7, and then for the third quadrant it will be 236.3. For the fourth quadrant it will be 303.7. Okay, and then we have to rewrite the angle. The angle is half x equals to 56.3, 123.7, 236.3, and then 303.7. Okay, and then I only have to multiply them by 2, and then take a look at the, oh no, we have negative interval right there. That means we will need the negative. To find the negative one, you only have to subtract this set of numbers with negative with minus subtract it with 360. Yeah, so I will subtract them all. Wait. So first is 56.3 minus 360 equals to negative 303.7, comma. The next one is 123.7 minus 360, it's negative 236.3, comma. And then the next one is 236.3 minus 360. I will need more spaces, guys. Wait. Okay, this one is negative 123.7, comma. And then 303.7 minus 360 is negative 56.3. Okay, so this is all of the sets, and then when I multiply it by 2, it has to be in the region of negative 180 until 180. So I think I have to reject this one, this one, this one, and also this one. So we only have 2 answers for the x. Yeah, so 56.3 times 2 is negative 112.6 and also 112.6. There we go. Okay, next is question 8. For question 8, we will need this formula. Yeah, let's change the cosecant. So 3 times the cosecant will be 1 plus cotangent square theta, and then equal to 13 minus cotangent theta. And then we'll multiply the 3, so 3 times 3 plus 3 cotangent square theta equals to 13 minus cotangent theta. Okay, and then I will move the cotangent theta to the left hand side like this, and then I will move the 13 to the left hand side also, so I will have negative 10 equals to 0. And then after this I will factorize this, so it will become 3 cotangent theta and cotangent theta. This one is wait, I don't think we can do this, guys, so we have to use the formula 5 and 2. Oh, we can actually. So this one is 5, this one is 2, this one is plus, this one is minus. Okay, so the cotangent theta equals to 5 over 3 and cotangent theta equals to negative 2. And then after this, cotangent is 1 over tangent, right? So I can change it into 1 over tangent theta equals to 5 over 3, and this one also 1 over tangent theta equals to negative 2. And then next is to flip the fractions, so you will have 3 over 5 for this one, and this one is tangent theta equals to negative half. Next is to find the basic angle. The basic angle for this one is tangent inverse of 3 divided by 5 is, oh, that's so small. Oh, wait, no. Tangent inverse of 3 divided by 5, I pressed the wrong button. So 30.9, it become 31.0, and then this one is half, yeah. Half is 26. This one is the basic angle, 26.6 degree. Okay, let's do this one by one. The first one is the left side. The value of the tangent is positive. That means it's in the first quadrant and also the third quadrant. In the third quadrant it will be 211, and for this one it's negative. That means in the second quadrant 180 minus 26.6 is 153.4, and also negative means the fourth quadrant. That means 333.4. Okay, let's rewrite them all. So theta equals to 31, 211, 153.4, 333.4, and the boundaries is from 0 until 360, so all of them is the answers. And then what next? Oh, that's it. Okay guys, next is this one. So I have sine x plus cos x times cotangent x. I think we can change the cotangent x into not 1 over 10, sorry, my bad, should be this one, ya. Cotangent theta equals to cos theta over sine theta, ya, this formula. So times with cos x over sine x, and the result later have to become cosecant x, ya. So sine x plus cos square x over sine x, and then make the denominator equal. I will move this, and then I will give sine x for this one. It means at the top I have to give sine x also, and the result is sine square x plus cos square x. Combine the fractions, you'll have sine x right here, and then we'll use the formula of sine square x plus cos square x equals to 1. That means the top one will become 1 over sine x, and the sine over x, 1 over sine x is cosecant x. So this one is cosecant x, and it is shown. And then next one is 12D. For 12D we will use the formula of secant. So secant is 1 over cos, so I will write it like this, or maybe, yeah, just do it like this. And then for this one is 1 over sine, cosecant is 1 over sine, minus cotangent is cos x over sine x. Okay, and then after this, as you can see, the denominator is already the same. That means we can combine them all, like 1 minus cos x over sine x. For the left hand side, I will make the denominator equal first, so over cos x, and then this one is plus 1. Because this one is 1, that means the 1 have to be multiplied by the cos x, yeah, because we need cos x right here. And that also means we can combine them all together like this, just multiply it. So the bottom part will become sine x times cos x, the top part will be cos x right there, and then this one is negative cos square x, and then this one is plus 1, and then the last one is minus cos x, yeah. And then as you can see, we can cross out this one, cos x minus cos x equals to 0, and then I will rearrange it like this, 1 minus cos square x over sine x times cos x, and then we will use the formula of sine square x plus cos square x equals to 1. and then I will move the cos square x. It will become sine square x equals to 1 minus cos square x, ya. It will be better if you memorize the formula also. 1 minus cos square x equals to sine square x. So the top part will become sine square x, and the bottom part still the same, sine x cos x. We can cross out one of the sine, so I will have sine over cos, and sine over cos equals to tangent theta. Tangent, yes, shown. Is 13. For 13, I will change the tangent into sine over cos, so sine x over cos x right here. And then I will change the cotangent into cos over sine, cos x over sine x. And then what do I do next is to multiply the numerator by sine x cos x and the denominator by sine x cos x, also to eliminate the denominator of sine and cos, yeah. So the top part will become sine x cos x, and the bottom part for the first one, the cos x will be crossed out like this, so you will only have sine times sine, which is sine square x, and then for this one the sine will be crossed out, so you will only have cos square x, and the operation will be addition, yeah. And as we already know, sine square x plus cos square x equals to 1 based on the formula. That means we only have sine x and cos x as the result, and this is shown. And then the next one is C. For question C, I want to change the 1 minus cos square x into sine square x, yeah, based on the formula. So this one is sine square x, and then I will change the second square on the denominator into 1 plus tangent square x, yeah, since we have this formula also, -1. And then I will simplify the bottom part. I will have sine square x over the tan square x, okay. And then I will change the tan square x into sine over cos, so over sine square x over cos square x. And then we can cross out the sine and move the cos to the top, so you'll have cos square x. But the question wants you to change the cos square x one more time into 1 minus sine square x, yeah. We have this formula, please memorize the formula, okay. And then the next one is question 13. For question 13, I will change the 1 minus cos square into sine square x. We have this formula, yeah. 1 minus cos square equals to sine square x, so we can cross out one of the sine, so you will have 1 over sine. 1 over sine equals to cosecant x. Next is 13g. For 13g, I will make the denominator equal, so I have 1 plus cos x right here, and then for this one I have 1 minus cos x. That means I have to add 1 minus cos x right here, and then this one is 1 minus cos x also, and then I will have to add 1 plus cos x right there, and then this one will be 1 plus cos x also. And then what we have to do next is to simplify, so this one is 1 minus cos x, and then combine the fractions plus cos x right like this. For the bottom part, I will multiply it like 1, and then minus cos x, and then plus cos x, it will become 0, and then the last one is minus cos square x, okay. So for the top part, 1 plus 1 equals to 2, cos minus cos equals to 0. For the bottom part, I will change it into sine square x. It's the formula, yeah, you have to memorize the formula. And then 1 over sine equals to cosecant, that means this one is 2 cosecant square x. There you go. Okay, that is exercise 3a. Next is exercise 3b, the first one, yeah. So for this one, we have cos 25 cos 35 minus sine 25 sine 35, yeah. We have a formula like this: cos A cos B minus sine A sine B, and the result will be cos A plus B, ya. So for this one, the result will be cos open brackets 25 plus 35. That means you will have cos 60, and cos 60 equals to half. And then the next one is question 2e. For question 2e, we will have to use this formula. It's already the same. The A is 25 and the B is 20. So I will calculate it like this. Tangent of 25 plus 20. So it will become tangent of 45 degree. And the result is equals to 1. And then next is 3c. For 3c, we'll use the formula. Oh, this one is the same as before, ya. This one is the same as before, right? So the answer is cos A plus B. A plus B means 25 plus 35 equals to cos 60 equals to half. That's it. Okay, next is 3g. For 3g, we have cotangent 7 pi over 12. Okay, so to make this easier, I want to change the pi first into a degree, ya. Pi is 180 degree divided by 12. That means we will have cotangent of 15105. Okay, so cotangent 105 can be changed into 1 over tangent 105 using the identity. And then after this, I will find the value of tangent 105 first. So tangent 105 is the same as tangent of 60 plus 45, and the formula is tangent of A plus B equals to tangent A plus tangent B divided by 1 minus tangent A tangent B. Okay, let's use this formula to find the result of tangent 105. Okay, so the first one is tangent 60 plus tangent 45 divided by 1 minus tangent 60 times tangent 45. And then find the value of tangent 60. It will be square root of 3. Tangent of 45 is 1 over 1 minus tangent 60 is square root of 3, 45 is 1. Okay, I will rationalize this by, we don't have to, just leave it like that first. So square root of 3 plus 1 over 1 minus square root of 3. Do you know why we don't have to rationalize it first? Because we want to find this one, 1 over tangent 105. We can flip the results later. Square root of 3 plus 1 over 1 minus square root of 3. And then we'll only have to flip this one. So you will have 1 minus square root of 3 over square root of 3 plus 1. Now, this time you have to rationalize it. Square root of 3 minus 1. Multiply it. 1 times square root of 3, this one will be square root of 3. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And then this one is negative 3. The last one is positive square root of 3. Over, for this part, you only have to multiply this and this one, negative 1. Okay, so the answer is 2 square root of 3 for the top, negative 4 divided by 2. You can divide them all by 2, so you have square root of 3 minus 2. This is the final answer. Okay, next is question 6b. For this one, the question already taught you that sine A equals to 12 over 13. Every time you see this type of question, you will create a right triangle. Yeah, so I already create the triangle. That means we only have to use Pythagoras theorem to find this one. This is 5 and this one is 4. Okay, so be careful with the words obtuse and acute when you find the cosecant, ya. Cosine. For cosine A, the value will be adjacent over hypotenuse, but it says obtuse. Obtuse means the second quadrant. That means the value of the cos will be negative. For this one, it says acute. That means the value of the cos will be positive. Yeah. So adjacent over hypotenuse like this. And then the question wants you to find the value of cos A minus B. The formula for cos A minus B is cos A, and then cos B, and then plus sine A and sine B. And then you only have to input the value. Cos A is negative 5 over 13. Cos B is 4 over 5. And then sine A is 12 over 13. Sine B is 3 over 5. Okay, let's calculate this. This one is negative 20 plus 36 divided by 65. So the answer is 16 over 65. That's it. And then next is 7C. For this one also the same. We have to prepare the right triangle first. So this one will be like this. Adjacent mean cosine means adjacent over hypotenuse. And then for the other side it will be sine B equals to negative 8 over 17. The right triangle will be like this. This one is opposite over hypotenuse. Using the Pythagoras theorem, you will have 3 right here, and this one is 15. So for this one, I think we will need the value of the tangent only. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. For the tangent of B will be the opposite is 8, the adjacent will be 15, and it says both of them lies in the same quadrant. Okay, let's take a look at this. The value of the cos is negative and the value of the sine is negative. That means you have to find the quadrant which is for which the value of the cos and sine is negative. I can assume that the quadrant will be on the third, because on the third the value of the sine will be negative, the value of the cos will be negative also. So the angle is in the third quadrant for both A and B. Yeah, so this one is the third quadrant, this one also the third quadrant. That means the value of the tangent will be positive. Okay, that's it. And then we only have to use the formula of tangent A minus B. So the question wants you to find the value of tangent A minus B. You cannot just like minus them like 3 over 4 minus 8 over 15. You cannot, yeah. So we have to use the formula. Tangent A, the formula says that tangent A minus tangent B over 1 plus tangent A and tangent B. And then we only have to input all of them. The first one is 3 over 4 minus 8 over 15 divided by 1 minus 3 over 4 times 8 over 15, and then you will calculate this using your calculator. And the result is 13 over 36 for tangent A minus B. And then the next one is question 10. For question 10, I have to change the cosecant into cotangent first. Yeah, so cosecant will become 1 plus cotangent squared theta, and then equals to 6 cotangent theta. And then after that I will add the 8 with the 1, and then I will rearrange it like this. Cotangent squared theta, I will move the 6, it will become negative 6 cotangent theta, and then 8 plus 1 will become 9 equals to 0. And then after this I will factorize this one. So you have cotangent theta and cotangent theta right here. 9 is 3 times 3, and to become negative 6 I have to put minus for both of them. That means the result will be the same. Yeah, so cotangent theta equals to 3, and this one also 3, so you don't have to rewrite it. We only have one of them, that means 1 over tangent theta. I change the cotangent theta into tangent theta, and then flip the fraction. You will have tangent theta equals to, flip the 3, you'll have 1 over 3 as the result. So this is the value of the tangent theta for the first question. Next is to find the tangent theta plus 45. Tangent theta plus 45. For this one, you have to use the formula of tangent A plus B. Okay, tangent A plus B equals to tan A plus tan B over 1 minus tan A tan B. So you write it as tan theta plus tangent 45 divided by tangent 1 minus tangent theta tangent 45, like this. And then what next? Tangent theta equals to 1 over 3. So this one is 1 over 3 plus tangent 45 equals to 1 divided by 1 minus tangent theta is 1 over 3, tangent 45 equals to 1. And then you only have to simplify the find the value. And the value is equals to 2. Okay, so the answer is 2. And then next is 13b. For 13b, I will use the formula of cos A plus B and sin A plus B. Wait a minute. Okay, so for the cos x plus 30, I will change it into cos x, cos 30, cos A, cos B, yeah. And then minus sin A, sin B. This is for the left hand side. The B is 30. And then 2 times, for the sin x plus 60, I will use this. So I will have sin x cos 60 plus cos x sin 60. Okay, let's simplify the cos 30, sin 30, cos 60, and sin 60, yeah. So this one is square root of 3 over 2, this one is half, this one is half, this one is square root of 3 over 2. And then I will write down the rest. Cos x times minus sin x times equals to 2 times this one is sin x times plus cos x times. Okay, I will input the 2 first. Just multiply, so you will only have sin x plus this one will be crossed out. It will become square root of 3 cos x only. And then for this one, I will write it like this: minus half sin x, and then I will multiply them all by 2 to eliminate the over 2. Multiply them all by 2, and then I will have square root of 3 cos x minus sin x equals to 2 sin x plus 2 square root of 3 cos x. Okay, and then after this we can move the sign to the right hand side. 2 plus 1 equals to 3, become 3 sin x, and then I will move this one to the left hand side. That means 1 square root of 3 minus 2 square root of 3. It will become negative square root of 3 cos x. And then what next is, I want to divide them all by cos x. Divide them all by cos x, so I will have tangent later. Square root of 3 equals to 3 sin x over cos x. We already know that sin x over cos x is tangent x, so just change it like that, and then move the 3. When you move the 3, you'll have negative square root of 3 over 3 equals to tangent x. And then after this, we can find the basic angle using your calculator, yeah. Negative square root of 3 over 3. Remember, do not put the negative sign in your calculator. So the A will be, this one is x, and then that one is the x, and then the A will be 30 degree, and then we'll use the quadrant. The tangent is negative, that means on the second quadrant and the third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant, yeah. For the second quadrant, it will be 180 minus 30, 150, 360 minus 30 is 330. That means x equals to 150 degree and also 330 degree. The interval is starting from 0 until 360. That means we already have the result, the solutions. And then next is 14a. For 14a, I will use the formula of tangent A minus B. the formula is just like that, so I will replace the tangent 60 minus x into that one, yeah. So according to the formula, you have to write down tangent 60 first, minus tangent x, and then over 1 plus tangent 60 times tangent x. Okay, and then what next is to simplify. Multiply the, oh no, let's change the tangent 60 first. Square root of 3 minus tangent x divided by 1 plus square root of 3 times tangent x equals to tangent x. Okay, next is to multiply this one. So you'll have 2 square root of 3 minus 2 tangent x, and then I will cross multiply this one, so you'll have tangent x plus square root of 3 tangent square x. And then next is to move all of the left hand side into the right hand side, so you'll have 0 equals to, I will rearrange all of them like this. This one will be 1 plus 2 equals to 3 tangent x, and then this one will be negative 2 square root of 3. Okay, I think we have to use the formula of negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac over 2a for this one. I will do it in my calculator, so later I will have the value of tangent x equals to, wait, yeah, it's 0.7923 and negative 2.524. Okay, next is to find the basic angle. The basic angle for this one is 38.4 and also 68.4, and then we'll use the quadrant. The first tangent is positive, that means first quadrant, and the third quadrant, that means 218.4. and then for this one, the value of the tangent is negative, that means in the second quadrant 180 minus 68.4 is 111.6, and also the fourth quadrant 360 minus 68.4, it's 291.6. Okay, so the x is 38.4, 218.4, 111.6, and 291.6. The interval is from 0 until 180, so we have to reject this one and this one. So the final answer is this one. Next is exercise 3C, question 1a. For this one, we can see that this expression is exactly the same with that one. So the answer for this one will be sine 2a. It means sine 2 times 28. And that also means the answers will be sine 56. The question only wants you to express the form into single trigonometry. We already did that. We don't have to find the result. Okay, the next one is question 2b. For question 2b, the question gives you the tangent x equals to 4 over 3. Every time you see this type of questions, you will create a right triangle first, and then put the 4 and 3 to the corresponding sides, opposite and adjacent, and then find the hypotenuse using Pythagoras theorem. Yeah, for this one, I think we will need the cos or maybe the sine. It's up to you. I will find the sine. Sine x equals to opposite is 4 over adjacent is 5. This one is obtuse. This one is acute because the question says the x lies in the first quadrant. Yeah, so it's acute. If it is acute, that means the value of the acute, the value of the sine x will be positive, and we only have to find the value of cos 2x. Yeah, the formula of cos 2x is this one. I will use the second one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so 1 minus 2 sine square x is 4 over 5. We already have the value of the sine before, and then you have to square it first. 1 minus 2 times 16 over 25. So make the denominator equal minus 32/25. So the final answer is -7/25. There you go. And then for question 5, I will use the formula of cos 2a equals to 1 minus 2 sine square a. Since we have sine right here, that means all of them have to be sine, yeah. So we can change this into sine by using that formula. 2 sine square x, and then plus 17 sine x equals to 8. And then you only have to multiply the 3. You have these expressions. And then plus 17 sine x. I will move the 8 to the left hand side. Minus 8 equals to 0. And then I will rewrite it like this. Negative 6 sine square x plus 17 sine x. 3 minus 8 become -5. And then I will multiply them all by -1. So you'll have 6 sine square x minus 17 sine x plus 5 equals to 0. Find the exact value of sine. Okay, exact value, yeah, the question says exact value, so I don't think we can factorize this. Let's use the formula. The formula says minus b, so minus b plus minus the quadratic formula, yeah guys, square root of b square negative 17 square minus 4 times a is 6 times c is 5 over 2a, 2 times 6. Okay, so let's calculate this. This one is sine x, yeah, not x, because we have sine square x before. So sine x equals to 17 plus minus square root of, let's calculate this one, 17 square minus 4 times 6 times 5. It's, oh, it's a good numbers, by the way. Yeah, that's okay. We can factorize it before. No. Okay, so 17 plus 13, yeah, minus 13 over 12. That means, so usually when the question says exact, that means there will be square root or pi or what, something else, log, ln, e, yeah. It will not like this, so I get trick, guys. Yeah, that's okay. So the first one is the positive one, 30 over 12, and the second one is the negative one, 17 minus 13 is 4 over 12. Simplify this, you will have 15 over divide by 2, yeah, 6, oh no, divide by 6, 5 over 2 for this one, and this one is 1 over 3. We will reject this one because it's greater than 1. The value of the sign cannot be greater than 1, so you have to reject that one. We will take the 1 over 3. The question says find the value of sine x. We already have it. And then next is question 6b. For question 6b, I will use the formula of cos 2a equals to 2 cos square a minus 1. Since we have cos right there, we have to make all of them into cosecant. Not cosecant, cosine. I always said it wrong. Oh my god. So this one will become 2 cos square theta, and then minus 1, and then plus 3 equals to 4 cos theta. And then I will multiply it like 4 cos square theta minus 2 plus 3, and then I will move this one to the other sides. Cos theta equals to 0, and then I will rearrange them like this. Cos square theta minus 4 cos theta, negative 2 plus 3 equals to plus 1 equals to 0, and then I will factorize this. We'll have 2 cos theta, 2 cos theta, 1 and 1, it has to be become negative 4, it will be like that. It's the same, exactly the same factorization. That means cos theta equals to 1 over 2 only. And then next, the question wants you to solve, so we have to continue. So the theta will become cos to the power of negative 1 of half, or cos inverse, yeah. And then we will find the basic angle. The basic angle for this one is 60 degree, and then we'll use the quadrant. The value of the cos is positive, that means the first quadrant and also the fourth quadrant. The fourth quadrant will be 360 minus 60 equals to 300 degree. So the theta is 60,360 degree. Let's take a look at the boundaries. It's from 0 until 360. So not 360, yeah, 300. I think this is the solution. Next is question 7. For question 7, solve the where's the equation? Okay, next is question 7a. For question 7a, we have to change the sign to theta, I guess. So let's change it into 2 sine theta cos theta. And then change the tangent into sine theta over cos theta, so you can cross out the cos theta later. Equals to 1. Cross this one out, so we have 4 sine square theta equals to 1. Move the 4, you'll have sine square theta equals to 1 over 4, and then move the squares, you'll have plus minus square root of 1 over 4. Square root of 1 over 4 equals to half, so you'll have plus minus half, and then you have to solve. That means theta equals to sine inverse of plus minus half. The basic angle will be 30 degree when you use your calculator. And then for the quadrant, we will take all of them because it's plus and minus altogether. That means 30 in the first quadrant. The second quadrant will be 150, taken from 180 minus 30, and then 180 plus 30 equals to 210. 360 minus 30 is 330. That means the theta is, let's take a look at the boundaries, only until 180, yeah? So we only take the 30 and 150. And then next is this one, tangent to theta. I will change the tangent to theta into 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent square theta. And then I will change the cotangent into 1 over 10, yeah, to make them all into tangent theta. Okay, so I don't think we will need this. Next is 2 cross multiplication. So I will have 2 tangent square theta for this one, and then for this one I will have 4 minus 4 tangent square theta. I will move this to the other sides. I will have 6 tangent square theta equals to 4. That means tangent square theta equals to 4 divided by 6. That is 2 over 3. 2 out of 3. That means tangent theta equals to plus minus square root of 2 over 3. And then the theta will be tangent inverse of plus minus square root of 2 over 3. Okay, and then you can use your calculator to find the basic angle. And the basic angle is 39.2, and then we'll use the quadrant to locate the angle, yeah. Because this one is plus minus, that means all of the quadrant. The first one is 39.2, second one is 180 minus 39.2, it's 140.8, and then the third is 180 plus, that means 219.2, and the fourth is 360 minus, it's 320.8. So the theta is from 0 until 180, that means 39.2 and 140.8, only these two. Okay, next is question 10. For question 10, I want to change this tangent to theta using the formula. So you have 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent square theta, and then plus 2 tangent theta equals to 3 over tangent theta, yeah. The cotangent is 1 over tangent theta. So after this, I want to make the denominator equal for the left hand side. So I will add 1 minus tangent square theta for this one. That means 1 minus tangent square theta for this one also. Okay, let's simplify this. So I will have 2 tangent theta plus this one is 2 tangent theta, and then this one is minus 2 tangent to the power of 3 theta over 1 minus tangent square theta equals to 3 over tangent theta. Okay, let's simplify this one first. So we will have 4 tangent theta minus 2 tangent cube theta over 1 minus tangent square theta equals to 3 over tangent theta. And then you will do the cross multiplication. You'll have 4 tangent square theta minus 2 tangent to the power of 4 theta equals to 3 minus 3 tangent square theta. And then I will move everything to the left hand side, to the right hand side, yeah, so the tangent to the power of 4 will become positive. 2 tangent to the power of 4 theta, and then this one will be negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7 tangent square theta, and then we still have plus 3 right there. Okay, and then I will let the tangent square theta as a, that means 0 equals to 2a square for the power of 4, 7a for this one, and then plus 3, and then we can factorize this like this, 2a and a, 3 and 1 minus and minus. Let me double check it. Yes, that's correct. A equals to half and a equals to 3, and revert the a into tangent square theta like this. Tangent square theta equals to 3. Okay, yo. Let's continue. Wait, let's continue. So the next one is to move the square. So tangent theta equals to plus minus square root of 1 over 2. That means theta equals to tan inverse of plus minus square root of 1 over 2. We will calculate this. Wait, the basic angle will be tan inverse of square root of 1 divided by 2 equals to 35.3. And then for the other sides, you will have tangent theta equals to plus minus square root of 3. That means theta equals to tan inverse of plus minus square root of 3. Theta, the basic angle for this one is 60 degree. Okay, let's choose the quadrant. For this one, it has to be all of them. That means 35.3. Let me see the boundaries. The boundaries is until 180. So we only have to pick this and this one, yeah. 180 minus 35.3 is 144.7, and for this one it will be 60 and 120. Yeah, so the theta equals to 35.3, 144.7, 120, 60. There you go. And then next is question 11. For question 11, I will use the formula of sine 2 theta. Okay, so for the tangent, I will, we have to prove that, yeah. Okay, so for A, I will change the tangent theta into sine theta over cos theta, and then I will change the cotangent theta into cos theta over sine theta, and then I will make the denominator equal. So wait. Make the denominator equal. That means I will add sine theta right here, sine theta at the top, and then I will add cos theta at the bottom and cos theta at the top also. So this one will become sine square theta and then plus cos square theta divided by the denominator will be sine theta cos theta equals to the top part will become 1 because we have the formula of sine square theta plus cos square theta. This one is cos theta sine theta. Okay, so we have to make this into sine 2 theta. the formula of sine to theta is like this. There is 2 right there. That means I have to add 2 right there and then at the top also. And according to the formula, this one will become sine to theta. Sine to theta. There you go. Okay, next is to find the exact value of tan pi over 12 and also cotangent pi over 12. I want you to see the form of this one and this one is exactly the same. That means we can conclude that the theta is pi over 12. And that also means the result will become 2 over sine to theta. It means 2 times pi over 12. Yeah, and then use your calculator to calculate this. And it is equal to 4. And the last question is 13. Prove that cos 4x plus 4 cos 2x equals to that one. Okay. So first I want to use the formula of cos 2x. Wait a minute. The cos 2x will be this one. Sorry. This one, guys. Okay, I will use this one. But I will modify it a little bit because we have cos 4x, yeah. If the cos 2x is like this, that means cos 4x will become 2 cos square 2a. For this one, it will become 2a, yeah. So for the cos 4x, it will become 2 cos square 2x minus 1. Okay, and then I will leave this one, just edit this like this, and then wait, okay, so we have to change the cos 2x also, yeah. So 2 times minus 1, we have square right there, and then plus 4 times the cos 2x. Okay, I will use this formula, so the cos 2x will become 2 cos square x minus 1, and then this one also the same, 2 cos square x minus 1. And then we only have to simplify. We have to square it. That means we have to write it twice like this, 2 cos square x minus 1, and then minus 1, and then multiply this one, 8 cos square x, and then minus 4. Okay, next is to expand this one. You'll have 4 cos to the power of 4x, and then this one is this one is negative 2 cos square x, and then this one is negative 2 cos square x, and the last one is plus 1, and then minus 1, and then plus 8 cos square x minus 4. Okay, that's so long. This one is 8 cos to the power of 4x. Wait. I will simplify this one first. So 4 cos to the power of 4x minus 4 cos square x, and then plus 1, and then simplify this one. You'll have plus 8 cos square x minus 5. Next, multiply the 2. 8 cos 4x minus 8 cos square x plus 2 plus 8 cos square x minus 5, and then we can cross out this one. 8 cos to the power of 4x, and then minus 3. Am I right? Nice one. And then hence solve that one, yeah. Wait, let me erase it first. Okay, we already know that this one is 8 cos to the power of wait, is it the same? Oh no, it's a little bit different, yeah. So I think we can factorize the 2 first, and it will become cos 4x plus 4 cos 2x like this equals to 3. And then you can change this one into 8 cos to the power of 4x minus 3, yeah, because This one is exactly the same with that one, so you can change it. Equals to 3, and then I think I will move the no, let's multiply it first. So 16 cos to the power of 4x minus 6 equals to 3, and then I will move the 6 to the right hand side, it will become 9, and then cos to the power of 4x equals to 9 over 16, and then cos x equals to move the powers, it will become root of 4, 9 over 16, and then the x will be cos inverse of plus minus square root of 9 over 16. Use your calculator to find the basic angle. Square root of 9 divided by 16 equals to 41. So the basic angle is 41.4. And use the quadrant. We'll take all of them. That means 41.4 is right here. And then 180 minus 41.4 is 138.6. Let's take a look at the boundaries. Oh no, the question wants you to answer it in pi. My bad. So let's use radian instead. Radian tan inverse, cos inverse of square root of 9 divided by 16 equals to 0.723. And then for the quadrant, you will take all of them because it's plus and minus. So this one is 0.723, but we will stop at no, take all of them. And then pi minus 0.723 is 2.42, and then pi plus to become 3. What's wrong with my pen? 3.86, and then 2 pi minus 0.723 is 5.56. Okay, this is all of them. That means x equals to, because we have negative value for the interval, that means we have to minus it with the 2 pi later, yeah. This one, with 42, and then 3.86, and then 5.56. Okay, let's subtract them by 2 pi. Okay, I'll do it one by one, yeah. So 0.723 minus 2 pi equals to negative 5.56, 2.42 minus 2 pi equals to negative 3.86, 3.86 minus 2 pi equals to negative 2.42, the last one is 5.56 minus 2 pi equals to negative 0.723, and then we have to take this one, yeah. So reject this one because it says from negative pi until pi, that means 3.14, around 3.14. We reject this one also, and this one also. That means this is our answer. Nah, that is the solution of your homework. I think it will be a little bit quite easy if you do a lot of practice, yeah, because the way you do it is just like that. You only have to memorize the formula and then you use it in each questions, yeah. So if you cannot do some of them, you can ask me anytime. Okay, bye bye, thank you.